welcome back. Don's Hot Rod Garage. Big Don with you. I'm going to show you a couple things that I've got done on the 55 convertible, and then we'll do a walk around, and I'll explain my opinion on what to look for if you're in the market or you know somebody that's got a Tri5 convertible you're interested in buying. Just to kind of give you my opinion on what it takes to satisfy me and my thoughts on what a original GM convertible is. So we could just sit over here for a minute. I just started this up maybe about 2 minutes ago, and then was kind of interrupted, so I figured I'd start it back over again. But I'm gonna shut it down here in a second because it's got straight pipe, so it's kind of loud. Sounds pretty good though. I need to get some exhaust on it. All it's got is just the actual downpipes coming off the ram horns. But on my last video, I was talking about how I had to redo this grill bar here. I had to replace it with a better one. So I got that all taken care of. It turned out really nice. I even got the little fake rivets for it, so it still looks the part. It still looks like it could have been like that, but that turned out really nice. One other thing that I started on, that's the driver's side wheel well. But let's see if we can maybe shove this out here real quick, and then we'll kind of walk around it, because I've seen a few cars in the past being sold Tri5 convertibles to where they wasn't an original car, and then once that guy got it, then he put it right back up for sale when he discovered that it was a conversion. So this is just for future buyers if you're in the market. I gotta reach way down there and take off the emergency brake, because that's the only brake she's got right now. So we're taking her for a spin right now. All right, whoa, Nelly. All right, I think that breaks up good enough. There we go. Yeah. So if you're looking for an original convertible, not something that, and I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, because these cars rusted out really early in life because they had the canvas top on them. They had the convertible top, so once your top got any holes in it or anything like that, then your floors was getting wet, and boom, before you know it, the floors was gone. So there's a lot of them out there that was built out of rusty convertibles, which is totally fine. But if you want a original one, this is what I think you should be looking for. If the car's still on the frame or still somewhat together, all your convertibles have like a really condensed cardboard bushing. You see that down there? That's like a really condensed cardboard bushing, where all the other passenger cars had rubber bushings in them. So you want to look for the bushings. Make sure that they're the cardboard, And it's like a really, really compressed cardboard to where all the other cars had rubber bushings. I'm trying to keep focus while my wife is talking so loud in the background, but I digress. And then when you look at the cowl tag, it should look like it's been on there, you know. You don't want to see that with different style rivets in it. You want it to look like the part. And it should also say DTX, the body style. 1067 DTX. 1067 DTX on the cowl tag, and that should look like it's always been on that car. And if it's missing, hopefully they have it. If not, you know, you're already starting to question things. So as you're walking up on it, and you can kind of snoop around, but you want to see that it's got the authentic cardboard bushings in there. The cowl tag's got to look the part. And I don't know if I can get down to ground zero, but the car is going to have an X frame in it. I don't know how well you're seeing that. And you can see on the bottom of the frame there, that's also skid plates. This part right here, that's a factory skid plate that they put on convertibles. Which a lot of this is, you know, knowledge to most people. And let's see here. You know, I'm trying to be a little bit more cautious nowadays when I do some of my videos, because believe it or not, the guy had a picture. He had stopped my video and took a picture of this car when it was sitting outside where it didn't have no nose on it, and then put a wanted ad up with a picture of my car wanting parts. I'm like, dude, get your own car. And he didn't seem to see a problem with it. So I'm trying to, that's why on that cowl tag I didn't show any of the body information, because people's crazy. So once again, I'm covering things up, but the VIN number should be here on all your convertibles. Two-door hardtops, the VIN number's here also. And it should start off with either VC if it was a V8 Belair, or C, and then preceding the actual year of the car. So this one will be VC55, and then the plan of the car. But your VIN number should always be here, and it should look like it's always lived here. It shouldn't have no weird rivets. It shouldn't. A lot of times if people restore cars, they will pull these off for some reason and put them back on, but it should look like it's always been there. So you want to, that's just your basic, and that goes for any car you're buying. All your stuff like that should look like it's not been tampered with. Then you want to look around here, all around here real good. You really won't be able to see behind here. Like you can see on that side out, it's got the chrome, to see if they've put the convertible windshield hoop in there. But you really, that's really a tough. If the car's all together, you won't be able to tell. And then convertibles had this piece as well, finishing off the panel. So if you open a door on a convertible and it doesn't have this, in a sedan the VIN number's up here, and you see the VIN number up here, you're already in the position where you want to start retreating. Things aren't starting to add up right away. And that's just on the legal side of it. And then, like if you look up on the top up here, everything all the way across is all different. Everything, even all the way down to here, everything all across the top is different on a convertible. Even the sun visors are different. All the stuff down there is all real common. And then if it's got the original glass in it, see how it doesn't have the barrel lock right here to lock the wing window? There's no barrel lock there. There's never even been no barrel lock there. So that's all looking good. Convertibles never come with the lock for the wing window. I don't know why, but they never did. And then on the door, yeah, I guess you could see, try to turn the camera a little bit, but you can see back through here, see how that's all the original Gypsy Red. It's this original door to the car, but this part right here is different. On a convertible, it's smooth. And if this was a two-door hardtop door, this would kick back. It would basically flat through there. So the flipper could shut against it. So if I was looking at this car so far, it has the right cow tag call out on the firewall. VIN number looks like it's good. Everything around here looks original. The door's still the original Gypsy Red that matches the door jamb in here. So then we'll move back, and this stuff really, this is the same between a hardtop and a convertible, so that's not really much. So, and this car's had new floors put in it, but original floors, the back floor down here is going to be slightly different to clear the X-frame on an original floor. You'll see where it's got a raised indentation in the floor to clear the X-frame on original floors. And obviously when you start looking back around here, this should all look like it started life with the car. Now it's got the piston covers, and I made them door panels so you can't see the inner structure, but if it's just the shell, you should be able to look at certain stuff like down in here and see how all this kind of looks like it's all weathered the same. It just looks the same. Now once again, if it's a restored car, that could be very deceiving. But down in here, this piece right here is where your lower window track comes through, and you can drill this hole into the quarter panel, but originally it's got a barrel inside of it, so when you tighten the nut up on the stud, it doesn't crush this area. So on a hardtop, it's not going to have the barrel inside to keep it from crushing it when you tighten it down. And that's important because that's only on the convertibles. And this area right here is just a little bit, ever so little bit different from a convertible, where the window goes down in there. And then also it should have the extra bolts. Like if you're looking at a car that's never been apart, it should have the bolts there, because that goes through the X-frame. And it should also have the extra ones back there. And then convertibles, they had the courtesy lights like what you see is on this thing. They didn't have no dome light. Pontiacs did, but not Chevys. So moving along, you just kind of want to look at all this back tub area. Make sure it kind of all looks like it's been there a while together, you know. That's kind of how I do it when I'm walking around them. And it's hard to tell if they've been painted and things like that, but if you're walking up on an original type car, and like this car, there's no putty in it. All I did was sand it down and put it in a coat of primer. And you can even see like the original lead through there. And then another thing about these cars is the parts for them are really hard to find, just because so many people's took rusted junk and they got a hardtop and made it a convertible. So you have to know the parts you're looking for as well. And I wanted to focus on these just a little bit. These are the infamous pinch wheel moldings for a Tri5 convertible. And you can kind of see the shape of them. I just seen a set of these online for sale, and they had like a real sharp body line in them, like a real sharp accent line the whole way around. And the guy said, I just got these from a you know, a Tri5 collector, and he had both of them. He might even have had an extra one with a buy it now price for these for $500. So you got to know right then and there, either you just got lucky, which probably isn't going to happen, or them don't fit the Tri5s. So you got to know exactly what you're looking for if you're trying to buy parts for these cars. And like this part is different on a convertible. A hardtop, as it comes back, it starts getting real skinny. But on a convertible, it stays fat the whole way. And that's how it matches up. So we'll pop the trunk and show a couple more little things. Just trying to keep my focus. There's a lot going on around the neighborhood. But if we can look up in there, see that body mount? This piece right here, that's only convertible. Only convertible would have had that. And then even the brace all along the back for the power top, all that's different. This whole brace, that flat steel back there, you can see it. It's all different. And I can't really show you. Maybe we can. See if I can. But if you look at the top of them wheel wells, you can see how they're flat. Now they have to be flat for the convertible top to fold back into. And then these areas over here, on a two-door sedan, these lines stick straight up. They go straight up. And there might be 2 or 3, I can't remember how many, but they go straight up. So these, how they're angled forward, they're leaning forward. That's how a convertible inner trunk area looks. A two-door hardtop is very similar, but I almost want to think that this line right here is solid, but I'm not 100% sure. I know there's something very slightly off between these lines on a real convertible and a two-door hardtop. And then as you poke around a little bit more, you want to make sure all of this stuff looks like it's always been together since day one. I mean, you just see how consistent everything is. Because what they'll actually do is they'll separate this whole area and basically put whatever quarters they want on the outside to where it saves all the inner tub area of the convertible, and they'll just plop whatever quarters they want on the outside of it. So if you pop the trunk, you'd be looking around and they would have all the stuff, but if you looked up here, they will never get that smooth again. It'll look real crude because there's a lot of layers of metal pinch welded together to where when you go to separate that, it gets messy real quick. So, and then the trunk hinges are different on a convertible. They're different on both sides. They're different on a convertible. So, and I'm just doing this video for people in the future. You know, years down the line, maybe they'll look at this video if they're in the market for a convertible and kind of look at a couple of the telltale signs. Because if you was to start, video's getting long, so I'm gonna wrap it up real soon. But if you was to start with a two-door hardtop, I'll tell you what it would take. I wanted to move that out of the way. I'll tell you what it would take to make it appear like a convertible to the naked eye. You take out your front window, your back window, whack the roof off. Put your front windshield hoop on there, the metal framing, put your hoop on there, and then you're trying to get this back tub area, that whole tub area, stuffed into that hardtop body from that convertible. So that's what you're trying to figure out. And 9 times out of 10, you probably will run up on an original convertible. But I'm telling you, you wouldn't want to buy a car and then find out after the fact that it was not what it was presented to be. And I'm not saying that that's how they sell them. I'm just saying it's up to you to know what to look for. But once again, I mean, you can tell all of this, it's all started life. It's all been here, you know. There's nothing crazy going on here, because this is where they would want to start doing their work to get the convertible tub in there. And you just look around at certain little things, like I think this is just a little wider on a convertible than a hardtop. Then you can see it's got the hole for the rear window track, and what that is like a big half moon shape, wraps all the way down. And your convertible window, it actually, the front of it never moves. When it goes down, it just falls straight back. And if I didn't have all the panels in here, I could show you the inner structure, which would tell you a lot. But if you just kind of follow off of the things that I was mentioning on this video, you probably would be able to make a decision on your own whether it was in a real or a conversion car. So, well, kind of ran out of breath in and out several different times on that, but I hope maybe that helps somebody in the future. And I'm not by any means trying to discriminate to anybody that's interested in buying a car. I'm just saying that these cars are rapidly approaching 70 plus years old, or minus a couple years depending on what year it is. So you got to be careful. They've lived a long life. They've lived multiple lives before we get them. And you know, as old as this car is, it's still very popular, and I believe the reason why it is so popular is because of availability. They made a lot of them. So, you know, being able to buy one and fix it up, get your hands on it, keeps the fire alive. So, hope you enjoyed the video. That's just my opinion on what to look for so you don't get burnt. Thanks for stopping by Don's Hot Rod Garage. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody enjoys this video. Just trying to look out for the next person. Maybe help a young guy down the road buy his dream car, that 57 Chevy Belair convertible. Catch you guys on the next video.